All right,
You're live.
share your screen. Click the.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Sorry for the delay in going live. It's been a little while since we've been able to do this. My mother was here visiting and for a while, so it did get a while. It was a long time before I could actually do a live. Let us know if you can hear us. I have the microphone hooked up, so I want to make sure you can hear me. Oh wait, let's see. Oh yeah, it's on, right? Looks like it. So just let us know if you can hear us or if you can't hear us. We've got the microphone. Hi. Okay, good. You can hear us. Okay, wonderful. So we were gonna try and do like a screen share to show you a website. We've been keeping up with the news, the JW news, and we are still kind of learning how to do all that. So we were
Oh yeah, the screen share thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a work in progress. We're trying some different platforms, but right now we decided to just go ahead and go live on YouTube because we were worried that it was just going to take too long to try to figure this out. So hopefully soon we'll be able to screen share what is on our computer. But for now, what we can do is just talk about it. And so we were going to talk a little bit about a few different things. One of the things was on avoidjw.org. It actually mentions the governing body, and maybe y'all have heard this before, is they are going to possibly have to go to court to testify for the well, I can't say that word. So
CSA.
Yeah, the CSA cases. And there was one in particular case where there was an incident that a young woman, I think she was a child at the time, and she was messed with on Bethel property. So of course, as you know, it's all written down. So if these records are written down, they are sent to the governing body. Governing body would know about this. And they have been telling everyone, the elders and Bethelites, to delete all of their records that have to do only with CSA cases. And we did watch.
Well, they're deleting a lot of records.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Mostly regarding CSA or cases. Was there any other particular?
Well, they're just deleting O files. They word it in a way to where it sounds like they're deleting O files, but it's an older video. I'm sure everybody's probably saw. If not, we'll upload and do a rebuttal on some of it.
Yeah.
But it shows how they're deleting files and how the governing body asked to have these files deleted, which is considered obstruction of justice. The video in itself is very incriminating.
Yes. So we did see a YouTube video about how they had a meeting about how to get rid of these records. And so we would like to probably do a video on that in the near future about that. And so that was one of the things we wanted to talk about. The other thing was I don't know if any of y'all had a chance to see some of the rebuttals going around with the convention. If you have, just comment in the chat there if you've seen any of it. I know Wally from JW Thoughts has been he's on a roll. He's been doing one video after another lately. But there was one in particular video that talked about apostates at the convention. There was a whole little skit that the governing body has for the convention. And do you remember the name of the convention?
Yeah, Pure Worship.
Pure Worship. That's the name of the 2025 convention.
Right.
And how's for Hypocrisy? A JW elder and professor of the University of East. What is that? East Anglia.
England.
Oh, Contributing to the UN's agenda. Okay, sustainable development plans. Okay. Yeah. Okay, exactly. So we have some hypocrisy there for you. Great. Thank you for sharing. Um, and but back to like the apostate video, and then we'll talk some more about hypocrisy. Um, so there was like a little skit where it's two guys. They are talking, and this one guy was like, "Hey, you know what? I found some information I wanted to share with you. You know, about Jehovah's Witnesses." And then, of course, they linked it to like him thinking the JW guy was like, "Oh, you know, I'm being tempted by the devil," and it goes into showing the video of Jesus being tempted by the devil.
I'd like to make some comments on this. This is actually brilliant by the governing body, by the way.
Yeah.
Because what it is, it's going to scare the dickens out of the witnesses. Because what they're doing, and this is going to be so good in court, by the way, just so everybody knows, when they're telling people not to research outside of their material, not to listen to anyone who's talking against them about information outside of their material. Everybody spreads lies about Jehovah's people, which we all know is, that's their way to keep people scared to look. And then they use the devil and Jesus as a way to validate and give some validity to what they're trying to say in their video. And it was a great video. That's, 10 for 10, just like Wally said, 10 for 10, because it's using scare tactics. But the great thing is when it gets to a courtroom, it's going to show the control that the governing body has over its membership, bar none, telling them they can't look outside of their information, telling them that anyone that speaks against them basically is to avoid them. And if it's not printed in the Jehovah's Witness material, not to believe it, not to look at it. That's all signs of a cult. That will definitely go against them, and it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah. That's true. So, so that's a good one for sure.
Yeah.
And then you have with the hypocrisy, I would say, like, but they just lie more than anything.
Yeah.
And with the apostate thing, of course, comparing apostates to Satan, exactly like Reasonable to Conclude says that no, we're just like, we're just asking questions like, hey, you know what, we found out something we're not so sure about, and you actually called in to Bethel and asked some questions about that, and we recorded that video.
Yeah, but I don't want to play it. Yeah,
no, we won't play it right now, but you can tell us a little bit about it. It was interesting because you actually did really well. Do you want to?
Well, I called into Bethel. I asked, to speak to someone. They got me over to the service department, and I spoke to someone talking about the new video. And I was like, this really looks bad. It shows how cultish. And I told him I was just an interviewer, and that's true. I'm a reporter. I report for my own channel, and that it looked really, bad. It showed how culty the organization truly is. They placed me on hold. They come back. They didn't want to talk to me. And they just told me to refer to the jw.org for any further information, and that all they were trying to do is protect their membership. So basically, he admitted that they're just trying to keep the members they have. Mm-hmm. So, it's that new video is really, it's sad for the people that's in there, because it's going to create even more stress, even more of that internal nervous feeling that they all have already. And it's going to make it even more of an explosive situation for them, to mental breakdown. Yeah. So, it's going to make them so scared to look outside. But that's just cult 101. If that doesn't prove that they're a cult, nothing never will. Do not look outside of our information. If it's not printed in Watchtower, don't trust it. Don't listen to anyone who's not a Jehovah's Witness. That's Jim Jones did the same thing. That's all cult stuff. That's what cults do.
Yeah.
and that'll prove point blank that they're a cult.
Like follow blindly, do not question.
Correct.
Like the fact that they really don't question anything. Like, for example, for the last 100 and something years, beards were not allowed, and now they're allowed since last year. And before it was like
Women wearing
almost
pants.
yeah, I mean, it was like borderline disfellowshipping offense. Like, you wouldn't get disfellowship for it, but you would definitely not be allowed to have any kind of privileges in the congregation, and they probably wouldn't even want you going out in service because you had a beard.
They wouldn't allow it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they would. I mean, they'd just tell you, they would shun you, almost borderline shun.
Yeah.
Same for women wearing pants. And then now that the governing body said, "Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that happened a long time ago. It's okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. La-di-da-di-da. Don't question nothing.
Yeah.
It's okay. No matter what it is, they do not question it." And as that one guy with what's his name? The one with the glasses that said, we don't get it right, but that doesn't mean.
Oh, Winder. Jeffrey
Winder
Winder
says, well, just because we don't get it exactly right, doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to us.
Oh, no apologies. Now get this.
No apologies.
I'm working on a video I'm going to release tomorrow, so you guys will see it. But, they're not inspired or infallible, which means look up the definition for fallible, and it's the opposite of that. So that means they're not fallible and they're not inspired. So they have no revelation, but yet they are God's chosen people. They're God's mouthpiece on earth. They are God's one true channel. If it's printed in the Watchtower, it's as good as what's in the Bible. It's taught as truth. They practice it as truth. They believe that it's truth, but then they change it, which proves it's truth. And yet they are not fallible, and they're not inspired. So they're saying, we don't have a clue what we're doing, but hey, we're going to tell you we do. And it's coming from Jehovah God.
Right.
That is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard. That's hypocrisy to I don't see why any member in that organization would stay just after hearing that. That proves that they're idiots. But you know what? Brainwashing is a very powerful tool. And it's sad because there's wonderful people that are members of the organization. They're just trapped and they can't leave.
Oh, hey, Born JW. Just got done watching JW struggle and those 4 videos of his Inquisition. I am nauseous.
Haven't saw that yet.
No, we haven't. We need to watch it.
No doubt.
Jeff says you took the words. You took the words right out of his mouth about Jim Jones.
Oh yeah.
That not to look outside of their information.
Get this, guys. If they said drink the Kool-Aid, like her mother, these people would drink the Kool-Aid, bar none. There is no ifs, ands, buts about it. They would do whatever the governing body tells them.
Yes.
And that type of control, that type of brainwashing that they've applied on these people and the grip they have on them is absolutely, it's sickening. It's sad and they continue to tighten that grip in the name of God. Mm-hmm. And then they talk about
but I like
how bad things are, how about the Catholic Church, or they love talking about the Catholic Church. They've done awful things.
Can you see this? I know it's going to be backwards. We need to obey the faithful and discreet slave to have Jehovah's approval. This is
that's in the simplified version
of the Watchtower 2011, July 15th.
Yeah.
We need to obey the faithful and discreet slave. So to just skip over Jesus, go straight to Jehovah. The faithful slave is right there next to Jesus.
Yeah. Well, check this out. The governing body, now think about this really seriously. The governing body says that they're the truth. Jehovah's Witnesses have the truth. They are the truth. And they put themselves in the place of Jehovah. So Jehovah's organization is the governing body. Okay. So think about this. They're the truth. Mm-hmm. The only way to get to paradise earth is through Jehovah's Witnesses. The only way to live forever is paradise earth through Jehovah's Witnesses. And who has light? Jehovah's Witnesses. The governing body is the truth, the way, the life, and the light. That's the governing body. So they put themselves in the place of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Christ is nothing to them. They won't pray to Christ. They don't believe that's right. So it's
Yeah. So they've definitely
blasphemy.
yeah, and so they've definitely put themselves in the place of Jesus. It seems that way.
Yeah.
Jeff says, I told a friend the other day that one of the song titles is "Listen, Obey, and Be Blessed." Oh yes, I know that song. Her jaw dropped when she heard that. Yeah, listen, obey, and be blessed. Yeah. It's true. And most of the songs, if you go and analyze every song in the songbook, more than half of them, I believe it was someone did analysis on it. And I want to say, and I could be wrong, but you could check this through another site, a YouTuber. I forget his channel. I'm going to look it up. But about 75% of the songs were about singing praises to about the governing body or faithful, discreet slave. It's funny how they try to separate themselves from the faithful and discreet slave in the governing body, but yet at the same time, they're all the same. Like, who is the faithful slave versus the governing body? Is that not all one and the same? So, but they will say like they're two different entities. Does anyone know the answer to that? Like, why do they say faithful and discreet slave and governing body?
Well, when they come together to make decisions, they are the faithful and discreet slave when they're together. That's the way I understood it through Winder.
That's right. So it's like they're the faithful and discreet slave whenever they are making decisions.
Yeah.
And the governing body is just more of a title. So that's what I think is what it is. Reasonable to Conclude says, in the dramatization, the exemplary JW man tells his wife that the shady JW friend is always shifting to something negative about the organization. They don't want nothing negative said about them. That's true. Yeah, they don't. And when you point blank ask them questions about things that you've heard, they just either act shocked or like they would never dare question. And they don't like negative things being said about them, obviously. Our little Joey, he's here hanging out too.
All right. Say hey.
Yes. Say hi to everybody. Yep.
He's a Cavacorgi.
Yes, and he has what we call he has paw hands because they're really big.
And he can grab with them. But yeah, the governing body, they do so much flip-flopping. I'm doing a rebuttal on a couple of videos right now. And the new light is a big one that they love to play with. And you want down. He's all over my feet down here, guys. We got another one down here. She bites me trying to pick her up. But anyway, the governing body is trying to tighten the grip on people because there is so many people leaving. If you haven't been to a Kingdom Hall, which I don't wish that on my worst enemy, but if you go to one now, you will be absolutely shocked at how few people are in most of them. It's a lot of old people. A lot of people have left. So now they're trying to tighten the reins down to keep what they've got.
Yep. And so my mother was here visiting for like 3.5 weeks. I thought she was never going to leave. But I mean, she's a very sweet lady, but she is very brainwashed.
Yeah.
And I could feel the anxiety just emitting from her. And this anxiety, it was making me feel anxious. And I was like, So I know that all the JWs are very anxious people. And I feel sorry for them too.
David's playing. That's the video I'm working on right now.
Now say it out loud now. What happened? Oh, what, did you read something?
Yeah.
Okay. Saying something is negative is trying to say is false, are completely different things. Hearing explained trying to associate the two things was a huge red flag for me. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you can't say that something that is negative is false. I mean, sometimes that's just, it's a fact. Okay. It's negative, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. I actually I was out walking and I came across one of these little, it's like these little book library posts where you can put a book exchange in there. And I came across, I found this book, and I know it's probably backwards for y'all, but I'm just going to tell you what it says once you see it. It says, "The nations shall know that I am Jehovah." How? 1971. Okay, this is right before the whole 1975 fiasco. And in here, it does have some information about kind of telling you that the end would be happening within the next few years. And my mom saw this book, and I was like, "Oh, look, wow!" And she said, "Yeah, that's old. Yeah, like she didn't want it. She didn't want that book." And I'm like, "It's history. They want to erase their history."
Yeah, if somebody asked you if you trust the governing body, that's, if you're staying in to try to keep your family, I understand. But that's a tough one to have to accept because the forever changing, like the gentleman said with David Splain, listening to him talk about the overlapping generation and trusting the governing body, it just give me a headache just listening to that nut anyway. And then, trying to listen to Garrett Loesch do the Macarena, governing body gets direct messages from God. Yeah, they're telling you they get their messages from God, and you can trust the governing body.
Mm-hmm.
That's just you cannot trust them. They change with the wind.
Right, and that's the one thing that they like when you're questioning your faith. They always are saying things like that, like, "Do you trust the governing body?" As Tim says that, "Do you trust the governing body?" That's one of the questions that was asked. And or like, "You need to think like a baby, like a child." No, you cannot. You have what's called free will. You have critical thinking skills. Use them. I like that. What Jeff says, "Tell me that mankind search for God was in that little library box." Yeah, that's right. They need to find God.
The thing that just it drives me crazy is the way that they try to cherry pick scripture, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, well this is how we get new light." Like Jeffrey Winder, and was talking about how they get new light. Mm-hmm. And they get it from this verse of the Bible and that verse of the Bible. And then is anybody ever went and actually read Proverbs 4:18? Well, wait a minute. Let me go back. Has anybody went and read Proverbs chapter 4? It's the wise King Solomon telling people how to live a good life or the path of a bad life. It's not about new light. They take chapter 18 and talk about new light. It has nothing to do with new light. He's talking about how to live a good, righteous life. So,
that's right.
It's King Solomon describing something. But see, that's how you cherry pick scripture. And then they'll take, something out of Matthew 24, and of course, the faithful slave. The faithful slave is people who are Christians. For 2,000 years, that's what the whole world has taught. It was Christians. They were the faithful slave. Mm-hmm. But now it's the governing body, according to Jehovah's Witnesses. It's ridiculous. They take things so out of context and twist it to suit them. But then if you go and read the chapter it comes from, it just destroys their whole philosophy. But they create their own doctrine, and they continually create their own doctrine.
Yep. And thank you, Born JW, on that. As it says that helping other people recover, and that we're beautiful people that are opening your eyes. So thank you so much for that compliment. That was very sweet. And hey, Teach Yahweh.
Oh,
thank you for joining today. Yeah. So yeah. Eventually, we're going to get that StreamYard, by the way.
We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, well, we're trying to figure out what's the best one.
Ecamm.
StreamYard or Ecamm was another one. So, yeah. But for now, we got we're doing this, and
man, our numbers are dropping. We must be talking about something off the walls.
Oh no, 14.
It was 19.
Oh, was it? Okay. Yeah. So, but I guess I really am interested as far as like the convention goes. I'm actually kind of curious about the whole thing. So I'm gonna be watching some of the rebuttals. My mom is actually going to an international convention
in Scotland.
So so that'll be interesting.
I hope they're protesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wonder if they'll be protesting over there at the international convention. They probably will be. By the way, I wouldn't trust the governing body to feed my cat while I'm on vacation.
I'm with you.
That is so true.
Oh, you know what's kind of neat is they've in those they're not technically subpoenas, but in those papers the courts drew up in New York, Anthony Morris is called in on that.
Oh,
that'll be interesting to see him come out of retirement.
Yep. And apparently
I miss Anthony. He was easy to always pick on.
But I mean, like nobody has seen him anywhere. Like he must be in hiding, or he must not be going to the meetings.
Yeah. He's in Lumberton, North Carolina, and nobody sees him. So, and those are not huge congregations, but
yep. And Fabio says, I think it's plain to see they're totally in damage control mode. This ever-growing obsession with apostates is causing many more to get suspicious and leave than stay in. Exactly. Like if you are proud to be of your religion, you're proud to say you're one of Jehovah's Witnesses and that you have nothing to hide. Why are you so scared that your members might learn something about the organization and end up leaving? Like they don't want you to go to college because of that too, because they're scared you're going to learn something outside of the religion. They don't want you to not even visit another church, another denomination, because they're scared that you're going to leave, because their religion is very shaky. But at the same time, what they don't realize is their mind control is pretty powerful. Because how many times have y'all seen POMIs, physically out, mentally in people? They've been active for years and years and years and still be brainwashed.
Your sister.
Well, my sister is not really. She
still believes in most of that garbage.
She believes in some of the things, not all of it. But like she believes Jesus died on an upright stake.
Torture stake.
Not a cross. But you know why? Because she's never done any research.
She has problems with going into another church.
Yeah, she doesn't feel comfortable visiting a church. And even though her daughter goes to a non-denominational church, she won't go with her.
But her son,
she's got one kid who's a Christian and another one who's a Jehovah's Witness.
He is something else.
Yeah.
He's a really harsh young man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Wouldn't it be some time if all this court stuff will allow Anthony Morris to break his NDA? Yeah.
If Anthony Morris, I know he didn't believe in 75, which is kind of funny. And he pretty much told the world that, there was talk going around. It was even governing body members saying it when he was talking about his children asked him about 1975, but he didn't believe it. So he pretty much validated that governing body members were saying it back then during that. Well, they've taken it down now, but I'm sure somebody's got it saved.
Yeah. About what now?
Where he was talking and he said he was telling his son about 1975 because his son asked him.
Yeah.
And he said that, there was some governing body members even mentioning it, but he didn't believe in those dates. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
good. And I mean, of course, Raymond didn't either. But he was leaving. I think he left.
He left in 80 or 81.
Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe he was probably wondering about that then. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Oh, no, just just they're chatting with each other on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Oh, you approached a JW cart recently? That's cool. So
nice.
tell us what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I personally I'm a little intimidated. Now he
love
will
it.
do it. Now there's a way to do it. If you
Yeah.
want to know, he can tell you. But Reasonable to Conclude says, I told the two sisters that I was at JW and quickly told them that our congregation was really worried about the lawsuits against the governing body members themselves regarding the CSA. What did they say in response? They probably just like, huh?
There you go.
One of the sisters responded confused and said she didn't know anything. Oh, wow. So I told her to pull her iPhone and gave her the URL to see the court files.
That was pretty smart. I like that.
Great. Well, you never know. You might have made her start questioning her beliefs. Because that's the thing. They just don't know. They don't know anything.
I usually just try to be really kind to them if they come to the door. I see a cart, which is rare that they come to the door or see a cart around here because it's not a lot anymore. The one place they used to go to closed. They had permission to set out front there.
Yeah.
But what else?
Okay, so here are the files, and she started reading them, so I quickly said goodbye. Oh, wow.
Good deal.
Good for you. So you never know. You might have made her question. But yeah,
well, that's the thing. Once you can get them to question, that's it. If you can get them to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Because getting them to open their eyes and see reality is really hard because cults keep people in a fog. That's how they keep a hold of you. Yeah. And keeping you in that fear, obligation, and guilt keeps you away from looking at reality. So if you did that, congratulations on that, man. That was really smart. But I usually just try to kill them with kindness and just talk to them and subtly give them what I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's a way to do it. I think that was great, by the way.
That was really good.
To be like, hey, did you know about the court cases? Here you go. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Pretending to still be in the cult is a good tactic. Yeah, that's true. I think so too. And also, so he would say something like, and he has approached them before in a very nice way, of course. And one of the things you say would be like, hey, Jehovah can't tell a lie, right? No, of course not. Okay. So if God cannot lie, then does that mean he tells you the truth about the doctrines? Yeah. Okay. So then what is old light then?
Well, that's not how I do it. I usually just talk to them. I was like,
tell them.
Yeah, I was like, oh, glad to see you guys at the door. It's like, you guys believe that God can't lie? It's like, yeah, okay. I was like, in all these religions in the world, I said, everybody thinks they got it right and nobody's got it right. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I was like, yeah. And I said, it's so sad to see somebody, make predictions or say things are going to happen and they never happen. I said, it's just, it makes no sense to me. It just proves that they don't have God with them. Oh, yeah, that's right. And then I go into there's religions that done 1925, said the world would end 1918, 1914. And they're like, oh, really? Yeah. And I was like, I said, what would you do if you had religions that were teaching you this, that they was telling you that the end was coming at any moment, and here's giving you the actual date? Oh, I wouldn't follow them. That's wrong. Nobody has the actual date except for Jehovah God. I was like, that's correct. And then I start telling them, well, Joseph Rutherford said 1925, the world. And then they start, at that point, they throw up their defenses, but you've got them suckered into the point to where you can hit them with the reality of it.
Yeah. How is old light not a lie?
What's that say?
So there's an elderly couple literally right out my door at work at a book cart. I see them all the time. It's such a sad sight seeing them. It breaks my heart. Yeah, that's
true. That is true.
It really is sad. I do feel sorry for these people because I know that they're just doing what they believe to be true. And I know that they have good intentions, but I don't blame them. I blame the leaders. the governing body, because they know what's going on. They know that they're controlling these people. If they're going to put out a video on apostates and not to be listening to them, then they obviously know what's going on.
Yep.
They're going to double down on the bite model too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they will.
That's true. But it only is going to validate that they are a cult even more. And when all these cases are hitting the courts, Pennsylvania is still coming up. And that's going to be a big one, because all those cases in Pennsylvania and the fact that they have the videos where the governing body are telling people to destroy files, there's no getting out of that. Destroying evidence is a felony right in itself. So,
yep. That girl says hello. Hi. Thank you for joining.
Yep.
Yeah, they still count born JW in the 8 million, but
yeah. And anybody that's not disassociated are still counted. I didn't know that till I watched Barbara Anderson talking about something.
I would be counted.
You're still counted. Yeah.
So they're counting those people, but I mean, it's hard to know exactly how
disfellowship
many
people are counted.
Yeah, it's hard to know how many people are actually in it that believe in it, because they're counting the physically and mentally out people as well. So how many are actually believing in this? And even though they may say 8 or 9 million, it's not that. It's no way. Yeah. I would say half.
Yeah, because you go to the Kingdom Halls and they're half of what they used to be. That's it's like a no-brainer. I love it.
Yeah, that's good. Me too, actually. I know, because I was trying to kind of weasel my way out of having to go to the meetings with my mom when she was here. And fortunately, she was okay with watching it on Zoom, so that was good. So, and then we went to the beach so for a few days. So I was like, okay, good. I got out of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, she's something else.
Yeah.
She's a nosy lady. Ooh, she'll stand at the top of the stairs and eavesdrop. She'll go through your stuff when you're not around. She's nosy.
Yeah, I think that might be a JW way to be, is to be nosy, because you're always kind of looking for a reason to snitch on somebody, maybe, or or another thing, like how many times, point fingers, judge, or okay, so there were, of course, everybody knows that the movies, right? That was you just don't talk about what movies you've seen, because you don't know who's going to be okay with it and who isn't. Of course, R-rated movies, but it was stuff like, oh wow,
Wally,
hey, Wally.
Hey,
yay, that's cool. You finally got a little break there, huh? From your streaming. Oh, thank you, Wally. Great. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
So anyways, how many people would be thinking about going to a movie, and of course you're okay, you can't really go with friends unless you feel like maybe they're not going to snitch, and because there's so many movies you can't watch, and of course Harry Potter was demonic, and then I've watched and I love it, and then I'm like, what? This isn't demonic. It's just fantasy, no different than Walt Disney.
Guys, you got to check out, if you haven't, I'm sure everybody probably has, but check out Wally's new videos. They have been really good lately.
Yes, I know.
Really good.
You've been on a roll, and the whole doing the rebuttals with the convention, it's really amazing. Yep. So Reasonable to Conclude says, I disassociated once I convinced my wife and 3 kids I was the coordinator of the Body of the Elders. Wow. And a regional convention speaker, regular pioneer, etc. Oh, wow. HLC member. Man, you did everything. I can't believe you disassociated. And well, good for you. And I hope that your family or your wife and kids went along with you. A friend whose dad was an elder had a cardinal rule: never tell the friends about your entertainment, music, movies, TV, theater. Yes, true. And Wally says, what is demonic? Demons. That's so true. Oh my goodness. Tim says, I do more unwitnessing hours than I ever did as a JW robot. I like the green room backdrop. Oh, the green room? Oh,
yeah.
Is it green?
Thank you. No.
Oh no,
The
I'm
stars.
just kidding. I'm
Yep.
just kidding.
Ah,
Okay, yeah, thanks.
sorry, puppy.
Yeah, eventually we'll get some high-tech stuff going on eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know
It's
how
all
they
over me.
rant and rave against something in the Bible. Yeah, I know.
I know.
JW Thoughts, thank you for sharing. And it's, I know that's the thing. Like I would start reading stuff
Man,
that their watchtowers and stuff.
Yep.
And it just seems like they would just harp on one thing and just go on and on and on. You're just like, chill out. That's why they're all so like, they over talk the sex stuff and they make people just, it's like twist their mind, you know, just shut up about it. Yeah.
Man, I'd like to do an interview with this guy, or you could. What is it? Reasonable to conclude?
Reasonable to conclude. Yeah. Oh man, that would be great. Reasonable to conclude. You have a really interesting story. So if you would like to share your story with me on Zoom, you can email me at factsonjw@gmail.com.
He just full-fledged disassociated. Congratulations.
Wow. Yeah, everybody wants to hear why you disassociated and opposed to just fading. Okay. Yeah. So we may have to listen to your story if you care to share.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, you may not want to, but if you disassociated, I don't think you care, right?
It's kind of like Bridget.
You're not hiding anymore. Yeah.
She had a friend she grew up with and we're both from different states, but
yeah,
her friend is from the same state she's from and now lives here. Yeah. And only lives like a block from us, and she disassociated, so it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. That girl says, I've been free since April 2021. After almost 30 years in, I felt release, relief, and freedom. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I felt that way too. Like, of course you have, I always call it the grieving process. You know, you have all those feelings, especially if you feel an emotional connection with the religion. But then eventually you get to acceptance and you just feel this weight lifted off your shoulders. It's definitely so much better. The governing body has decided. Never mind. I love it. Thank you so much. That was great. So,
was that just...
Oh, thank you, Nisha.
Oh, she's on here. Okay.
Yeah, Teach Yahweh.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your compliments, and we watch your channel too, and you're very good at what you share as well. Wally says just popped in to say hi, but I am in the middle of recording.
He is always doing something, guys. He's a very busy guy.
Thank you so much for
Wally.
coming in. We really appreciate you coming in, and we look forward to seeing more of your videos, Wally.
He has phenomenal content, guys.
Yeah, I mean, just I'm like a 1 to 10. I'm like a
much love, brother.
3, and then he's like a 10 as far as like digital creator. I'm like, yeah.
Me too.
We're just using iMovies. But yeah, eventually we'll hopefully be able to get something more high tech.
Yeah. I'm trying to learn eCams.
We were gonna also maybe do PowerPoint Power Director 365. I know some of y'all use DaVinci Resolve, but I was researching, and Power Director 365 looked like it was more user friendly. I don't know if anybody has suggestions. I'm open to it. And then eCam was another one possibly for just like, you know, creating content and editing.
Yep.
Okay, much love to you too, Wally. And oh, I have put JWCSA men in jail. Oh wow!
All right.
Yay! That's a win. Oh my God, I've got to talk to you. Yeah. You got to email me. So okay.
Wow.
Signastep says, oh wait, I'm not sure if that's, I don't know.
I can't see it from here. I'm having to look on my phone.
It's a bunch of letters. Saw you guys on Wally's. He didn't get to my question, which was what do you think compels ex-JWs to remain Christian believers?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So you want to know why some ex-JWs become Christians or remain in the Christian faith? Well, it would be because
Congratulations. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay, it would be because like they already had a belief, there is a belief system there with God and Jesus. So if they still feel that connection with a God, and for them it would be recognizing Jesus's true identity. And I would say it's just prayer as well, and people who feel a connection with God. And I know not everyone does, and some have different beliefs, agnostic, atheist. That's okay. Everyone has their own path. But it's just to answer your question, I would just say that it's probably just because some ex-JWs who remain Christians, it's just because they feel compelled.
Much love, Teach Yahweh. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
We're always glad to see you guys. Check out her channel as well.
Yeah.
Very good channel. Teach Yahweh.
Yeah, it's YHWH.
Yep.
And then, oh yeah, you're welcome. So I hope that answers your question. Of course, I can't really get into too much, because everyone has different beliefs. But I just believe that it has to be your own path. Everyone has a path. And okay, he says, to the reasonable to conclude guy, I respect that viewpoint and totally get it. For me, there was no value in disassociating, but I also still get invited back to the meeting by a small group of people. It's annoying. Yeah. Well, that's all that they're really allowed to do. I mean, obviously,
well, they can say hey to you. They can invite you.
If you're not disfellowship, they can still talk to you anyways. But
if you're disfellowship, they can still talk to you.
Yeah.
Well, say hey.
If you're disfellowship, they'll just invite you to the meetings. But that's all they will do.
Thank you.
I wish they would invite me.
I know.
Are you banned? Oh, okay.
Who said that?
Teach Yahweh. They getting an invitation.
Oh, I wish they'd invite her too, man. She'd have them.
Yeah. I asked for a judicial meeting.
I'm sorry.
Coco. Your other little doggy. I asked for a judicial meeting. I was accused of associating with a disfellowship friend, so I brought my friend to the meeting with me. Elders didn't think it was funny. Wow. Oh,
that was funny though.
Good. I like what happened. I want to know. Okay, Jeff says you're just inactive. Yeah, so am I. Yeah. So, okay. Our dogs. You don't need a religion to know there's a creator. Religion is a snare and a racket. Rutherford got that one right. Yeah. It's true. It's true. Like, yeah. I mean,
unfortunately, everybody thinks their religion's correct. Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks they got the truth. Everybody thinks it's right. But the difference in Jehovah's Witnesses versus everybody else is you can come and go at will. It's you got free will.
Yeah.
And the Bible's all about free will.
Right.
So
you can visit a different church or something if you wanted to, and you're not going to be shunned for it.
Just so everybody knows, even as a Latter-day Saint, I could go to any church I wanted. They didn't care as long as I come back.
If you were in any denomination, if you were Catholic or Methodist or Baptist or whatever it is.
I just independently read the Bible and believe in God these days. So.
So you don't need, I woke up and quit when an elder closed in prayer on the Sunday at my local convention while representing and speaking at the United Nations building in New York in the same time period. That's good. I know. Yeah. Yeah. And as far as like, you don't need a religion. Yeah. It's relationship, right? Relationship with God, not religion.
That's right.
So religions all they do is create a lot of control, over people's lives. A lot of times. The elders wouldn't let him in. Oh, yeah. Regarding the guy who was this fellowship, they wouldn't let him in. So he sat in the car. I
Oh,
told them if they tried to get my family to shun me, I'd sue them personally. My family never shunned me. My mom called me that day to say no
congrats.
change. Oh, good. Yeah. Religion is rules. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing but rules. And each of them have their own rules. I call it religious hangups. You know,
Yeah.
that's like each denomination has there's something they're hung up on. You know,
Well, you
usually.
know, the couple of the things that's really scary is you get people that's in cults, regardless of what it is, when you're dictated what you can and can't do, and you're told that everything is bad, everything is wrong. Jehovah's Witnesses, they focus a lot on sex or sexuality, and they talk about how bad everything is, to the point that just, puberty is an awful thing. It's
Yeah.
crazy, because it's a natural function of humanity. It's
Yeah. Like,
but
don't overthink it.
yeah, but what happens is it drives people very
It twists their
wild
mind.
when they leave that, and they
Mhm.
feel like,
They gotta
they've
go and
missed
experience
everything.
it.
They want to see what the world is, and it's kind of, the world ain't like what they think it is, and that's the bad thing.
Right. Yeah,
You
I
know.
know. So that's the dangers of being in a cult like Jehovah's Witnesses is
Yeah.
they definitely make you feel like
Yeah.
if you look outside the box, well, everyone is just out here having orgies and
Yeah, or
it's
whatever it
not
is,
true.
or partying and
Or
getting
they're
high all the
partying,
time,
yeah.
and
They're doing
you
all
know.
kinds of crazy stuff, and that's just not true. You know, that's the thing. We're just normal people.
And I lived a very worldly life for most of my life, and I'm telling you, I didn't do all that stuff. And I was a stripper at one point,
Oh,
and a
wow.
bodybuilder. So
So, um, Signu Step. I guess that's how you say your name. My last meeting, it was so culty. I literally puked in the bathroom and never went back after that. Wow. So I'd like to know the last meeting. Like, was there something in particular that got you, like sick? I mean, it's true. Like, I can totally sympathize with you. Honestly, just they're so boring, anyways. um, they really did puberty. Uh, uh, Same for us. I forgot about that. Yeah, the puberty talk.
and Latter-day Saints do it too. So.
Yeah, and Catholics
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You can't do, but I mean, it depends. Like, some people are just like maybe stricter than others, with that. The elders came to invite me to the memorial. Then they told me about my disfellowship friend. That's when I asked for the judicial meeting so I could bring him with me and make fun of it. Yes. Okay,
Typo. Okay.
Oh,
Coco, stop.
they try to say we are not born in, that we have to make the truth our own, but they send us to school, our personal territory. Oh, yeah, exactly, because you're supposed to preach to the kids in school. They've done videos on that too, about how you're supposed to uh, go to and share the uh, good news with the kids at school. And I mean, just going to school was so hard. It's hard anyways, but the amount of anxiety you feel because you're not supposed to pledge allegiance to the flag. You can't do the national anthem. You can't participate in any holidays. So if you do, you gotta, go to the library and be all alone. And so you're just left out on everything. And none of it was bad. It's like they just think it's all bad and pagan and everything's pagan or demonic. It's annoying. I guess.
Yeah.
I know. Make your stand, kindergartner.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was actually in kindergarten, and we were in the music class, and we were playing the recorder, and the teacher was a piano teacher, and so we had to play a song that was a patriotic song, and I knew that was wrong, so I was like, I'm a 5-year-old kid. Oh, I'm having all this anxiety.
That's
I'm
insanity.
feeling guilty. So I had to go up and talk to the teacher, and I said, I'm sorry. I'm not allowed to play this song. And then I gave her this whole like JW spiel about like, well, we believe that Jehovah God is the only one that we should be voting for, and something like that. So she was like impressed that I could do that at 5. She was a really nice lady, but I just shouldn't have had to go through all that at such a young age.
Yeah,
my
I had to
10-year reunion, I went around apologizing to everybody for being a stupid JW kid. Well, it wasn't your fault. Oh, you did the same thing with the recorder. Kids did a performance, and I played one song, then gave it to another kid to play the national anthem.
All right.
Oh, well, that was smart. At least you didn't have. You were just like, here you go.
Yeah.
I was like, gotta go up and tell the teacher, And then I also, when I was a little older, I played the viola, and there were some songs I wasn't allowed to play, So I was like, yeah, this is so awkward. And so I just, you're just like, okay, can't play that song. It's annoying.
I would have went insane.
Well, no, if he had grown up JW, he would have rebelled and been like, no, never. He would have never gotten baptized. I know.
As soon as they told me I couldn't listen to Alice Cooper and Kiss, I would have had a fit. Yeah. Or the Sweet. No.
Yeah.
Well, Thin Lizzy. Yeah, that would have done it. I'm a musician too, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're asking people to do away with their own free will.
Yeah.
That's what you're asking them to do. Anything they want, they're not supposed to want it. They're supposed to just be JW. Like, I interviewed Isaac on my last video, and he was saying, that he had musical talents. He had things he wanted to share. And he's like, I'm more than just this Jehovah's Witness person. It's just, yeah, exactly. You are more than that. And they don't want you to be that. They want you to do away with any potential talents you may have, unless it's to be a watchtower slave. If you're going to share your talents to them, then that's fine. Otherwise, you shouldn't do anything except what they tell you to do. I find myself apologizing to anyone who knew me as a JW too. Oh.
I wonder how many people listened to Darling Nikki by Prince when they were teenagers or young people and still was in the cult. No, you probably don't know this song.
Prince?
Yeah, you know who Prince is.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was a witness.
Yeah, that's true, but he done a song called Darling Nikki. I wonder how they accepted that.
Right. And then what about, they've accepted, I guess they accepted him, and they also accept Serena Williams, who is out there doing the crypt dance.
Well, Darling Nikki's the one that started that PMC stuff.
I don't know what that is.
That's the Moms Against to put the labels, the profanity labels on music albums.
Okay. Darling Nikki was great.
Yeah, it's all over that song, and then they started attacking all the music people.
Oh.
But it started with Prince in that song.
Mm-hmm. My JW friend bought and threw out his Black Sabbath collection like 12 times.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh, you communicated with Isaac? Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not. That's true. They don't ask. They're coercing you. Like, they don't give you a chance to have your own mind. They're just like, you have to do X, Y, Z. And it should be kind of a red flag, really.
Black Sabbath was one of those bands that if you look at the titles, it would scare you. But like songs like Children of the Grave is about peace and love. And if we don't learn to live in peace and love, we're children of the grave. It's like, how silly.
Oh, Reasonable to Conclude says, I'm in my late 40s. First thing I did as soon as I left was purchase a piano and a guitar. I'm still learning the basics, but love it. I'm also looking to go to college and get my degree. Oh, that's great.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've always wanted a college degree. I mean, I have wanted it ever since I was a JW, but I did do community college, and I didn't get a degree, but I got community college, and I got a certification in something. But I mean, I always wanted a degree, and I never got it. And of course, it's kind of hard to go back later on in life whenever you're having to work full time and you just don't have the money or the time to do it. It's just easier to do it when you're younger and you don't have responsibilities.
Yeah. But definitely, man, definitely
But
do it.
if you have
If it's a passion, do it.
Yeah, and the passion, and go for it.
We have a friend, and she is starting to pursue her music as well.
Tipper Gore?
Yeah, Tipper Gore.
Must have went to the Kingdom Hall.
That's the PMC, yeah.
Okay. Since we're on music, my mom threw out some of my albums. I was really upset, but I didn't want to rock the boat.
Yep.
I was indoctrinated. Yep.
Yeah, we just recently had the dude for Twisted Sister move not too far from us.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Born JW says, I tried to convert all my exes. I am sorry for that. Yeah.
Oh, somebody tried to do that to me too.
Yeah, I tried to do that to him too. Don't worry, it's okay.
Yeah,
might go your way, you know. I mean, his way. then he got me out. It was good.
I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah. He didn't mean. I mean, he just thought, oh, it's just another Christian denomination, no big deal. Till you start studying with the elders, and you're like, oh my God, this is a cult.
I lived in Los Angeles, man. There was cults everywhere.
Yeah.
There was everything everywhere. I actually studied with Scientology at one point. Read their books, bought their books, and read them.
You didn't study with them.
Well, I did go to.
What did you do?
I went to Gold before, so that's a place.
What is that?
It's a building that you go, and those wanting to do the cans where you go in the room for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I didn't have the time, so I left.
What is the purpose of that?
I don't really know. It's supposed to go clear. You're trying to get clear.
Okay.
So I was studying Dianetics.
Oh, okay. Because their Dianetics, that is like the study of like mental health and how to improve your mental health.
It really works. It's based on basic psychology, so it should work.
But it's like in any cult, there's always going to be some truth in there, some good thing, something good. Because if the whole thing was bad, then nobody would follow it.
I think they might be downstairs. I got a bunch of those books around.
Yeah. Yes. Musical instruments are so much fun, but they might take time away from personal watchtower study.
I'm a bass player by trade, by the way.
True.
And I play guitar some too, but I play bass. I'm a really good bass player. I'm okay guitarist.
Okay. That's great. Melissa, thank you for joining. I was born in. I became inactive in my early 20s and never went back. I am 60 now. It was so hard going to school as a JW. My mom would sometimes let me participate in some things. Oh, okay. Oh, this looks like we're laying down on our bedspread with the camera above you. It does look that way, doesn't it?
It does. Oh my. Oh.
I can stand up though.
Yeah. This is not my OnlyFans page.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
Yeah, we'll have to invest into maybe an actual room background. So it does look that way. Wow, it's weird.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. He said it, and I was like, oh, just like that.
Yeah. Maybe we need to angle the camera down somewhere. Does that help?
That don't help any.
No. Yes.
Everybody can see my Rocky shirt.
Yeah. We don't want to cut your head off there. Just there. Okay. There. Okay. Well, let's see. So basically we just wanted to come on here and we
hadn't done any in 3 weeks. We hadn't
done anything in a while, and we wanted to share just a few things that we went over already. And it will be interesting to see regarding the governing body if they end up getting subpoenaed. I mean, they were subpoenaed to the Supreme Court.
What is that called? It's kind of like a subpoena. It's a request to appear in a court.
Yeah. I mean, it does say
a subpoena is mandatory.
Right. Okay. So it wasn't a subpoena. It just says it was from the Supreme Court of New York.
Right.
So it is a request for them to come.
Well, if they don't come, the next thing they do is subpoena them.
Okay, so it's a summons. Okay.
Summons. Thank
Right.
you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So they will be summoned, or they are
Yeah.
being summoned. So we'll see what happens. And I don't know, this might, bring the beginning of the end for them.
It will. This is the beginning of the end. Well, they're already suffering from, that's why they're moving money and shifting things around and getting more into real estate and buying property, getting a lot of properties, business and commercial, and mansions of properties.
Okay.
They do luxury apartments and luxury properties and business properties.
Yeah. Well, that girl says, enjoy your channel. I will email you. And thank you so much. We appreciate you joining in, and
Definitely.
we definitely look forward to hearing from you. Yeah, it's great to see you looking so happy together and free from the JW cult and brainwashing. God bless you. Oh, thank you.
Oh, you have a bass electric acoustic. That's cool.
Yeah, I just I know that's the thing, is that it's the religion just is, if you're stuck in that, you are not happy. And obviously ex-JWs, there's plenty of people who are angry
Thanks, Tim.
out there too, because they're upset with how they're being treated. But I don't know. I guess you just have to, at some point, like, bury the hatchet.
What was that?
Yeah. The beginning of the end to begin of the beginning of the okay. The beginning of the beginning of the almost to begin of the beginning of the end.
Thanks,
I
Jeff.
Like the last of the last is the very last of the last of the last days.
I actually just screen recorded that. Yeah, the last of the absolute last of the last days.
Oh, thanks, Jeff. We appreciate your comment.
Yeah. The governing body,
Thank you, that girl. Have a great rest of the day as well.
Oh, no doubt. Thank you.
Yeah.
They don't realize that every time they pass these new rules or make something new and lock it down, even more difficult for the witnesses to look outside of their material or to study outside of their material or to talk to someone who's not part of the organization, that it just makes the rest of the world see what a cult they truly are. And they're inviting people so they can say, see, they're attacking us. They're attacking, and to lock down those last few members even more. And it's just going to be those hardcore old members left. That's the only ones they'll have.
Like
like your mom, because the Kingdom
she's
Halls,
75. So
if you go in the Kingdom Halls and look, it's the evidence is
people.
there.
Right.
In your age group and younger than you, they're not there no more.
Not too much. I mean, I know some. I have some family that are my age and younger that are.
Yeah, but that's on your brother or your dad's first wife. Yeah.
Yeah, so
your brother and sister's kids, but
I have a half siblings and their kids and grandkids are. Some of them are in it, but I don't know. But I don't know how many of them. Well, no, some are. Some really are.
Your niece is not really in. She's there because of her son.
Yeah, but what about it? But then her sisters are in it.
Oh yeah, they're in it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know what everyone believes, obviously, because you have the PMOs going there, physically and mentally out people. So I really don't know, of the family members that I do have that are Jehovah's Witnesses, how many of them actually follow, actually believe. Yeah, thank you, Born JW. We appreciate your comment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I often wonder if the people I knew 30 years ago are still in. Yeah, I have wondered that too.
Yeah.
Like how many are still following it? And see, the thing is, they're not going to tell you. They're scared unless they've disassociated. They're not going to say anything because they might be inactive people that they don't want to lose their family or friends.
Yep.
I just hope there will be some Kingdom Halls left for soup kitchens, divine justice. Yes.
It's so funny to see these Kingdom Halls sell, and all of a sudden there's like a mosque or another church moving in there. You're like, oh, that was really Jehovah's building for them, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's more of Jehovah's building than it ever was. That's the thing.
I think it would be ironic for the Kingdom Halls to turn into soup kitchens because we all know they don't want to help out in the public. They don't want to help do any kind of community service, any kind of helping the homeless and the needy and feeding the poor. They don't do that at all. You
Mm-mm.
know, they're just like, well, we got to give you this literature. That's saving your life, you know?
Yeah, I was wondering, has anybody ever actually witnessed them helping anyone, even the Jehovah's Witnesses that they claim that they help? Has anybody ever witnessed it?
Well, I mean, they have helped out some with, like, I remember when I was a little girl, there was a hurricane that hit Charleston, South Carolina. And so we had gathered a bunch of food and sent it to a Kingdom Hall, I guess it was. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, they do help out some, but I wouldn't say it's a whole lot, you know.
Yeah.
So
I've not. So you witnessed it. Very few people I've talked to actually have.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I just wonder if anyone does know that. That would be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
If,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
You know,
okay.
if anybody, give us some ideas, guys. Hit us up in the comments here, and give us some ideas of what you would like to see more of with the videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, would you like more interviews? Would you like more deep dives into theology, the doctrine of Jehovah's Witnesses, the history? Which, as long as it don't include Joseph Rutherford, we're good, because that's like a whole week's worth of information.
Yeah. And rebuttal conventions are good too, I think.
Yeah.
Those are great. You know, if you can get your hands on the convention.
What would the people like to see? That's what I want to know.
What does everyone like?
Yeah.
They helped me once. I was in the crowd. There were lots of strings attached.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's always something will help you if this is the behind it, one hand behind them.
Right. So that's true. It's never really truly helping you.
You do good.
Yeah, you do good interviews. Okay. All right, great. Thanks, Jeff. I got another one lined up that I've already done. I just need to edit it. So, and I'm open to more. Anyone else who wants to share their story. Okay. Yeah, more interviews because of their experiences. It's true. Like, it is nice to hear, like, what woke people up, why they left, you know, what got them questioning. So that's true. I like those too.
How local customs gets distributed by Watchtower rules around the world. Oh yeah, that's true. It does to some extent.
Customs get disturbed. Oh, okay. So
they don't have pinata. They don't have a problem with them now. They did at first.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I actually have a little post on the pinatas, where they used to say it was wrong, and now they said it's okay. That reasonable guy.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, we got to get him.
Okay. Oh yeah. I know, if he's willing.
I mean, that guy done a lot, and he disassociated.
If he's still here, please make sure and email me.
Reasonable to conclude.
Yes. Yeah. Man, he's got a cool story. What it sounds like, anyways. Yeah. I mean, he was everything.
Put together the convention. I mean, he done it all.
I know. Yes. If only I could have been a man. I would have been like, yeah, I was an elder, and I was this, and I was that. But
it wouldn't have worked out too good.
Being a woman, the best I can do is a regular pioneer, which I was for a little while.
You visited Bethel?
I visited Bethel, a few times. Yeah. Gone to Bethel. I even stayed in the Columbia Heights building. I got to meet Brother Sidlick, which actually he was a very nice man.
Is that the one that went to prison with your dad?
Yep. Daniel Sidlick. He was a governing body member who went to prison with my father. My father was, very old. He was like Daniel Sidlick's age.
Thank God you have a thing for old men.
No, not that old.
Darn.
And so they went to prison together because they didn't go to war, and so they were in jail for like a year or something like that. And Daniel Sidlick knew who my dad was, which was kind of cool. He remembered him from he was like, "Oh yeah, that was only 60 years ago." He made a joke about it. Yeah. That kind of so where people have a culture and Jehovah's Witnesses tell them they have to give up certain things that are sacred to them. I know.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, we do follow Vern from Fixing Your Faith. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
really nice guy.
Yeah, I really like to watch Vern a lot. We watch him quite often.
Oh,
I would like
I
to do an
always heard
interview with him.
Sidlick was a nice guy. Yeah, yeah. In fact, Raymond Franz always spoke highly of Daniel Sidlick. He said he was a very nice man, but he was scared to leave his position. That's what Raymond said. He said he was
That was in
scared
his
to
book,
leave. Yeah. But he was a nice guy. And I mean, sometimes you are scared, like when you're in a position of power and you could lose everything, you know. So it can be scary.
You know, does anybody know how to know how to get in touch with Vern? Put it in the comments.
Yeah, because he doesn't
We don't have a
put
clue.
his email on his channel. So if anyone knows his email address, or if he doesn't want to be contacted, maybe not, but I would like to hear from him. I mean, I'd love to talk to him.
I'd like to see an interview with him. That would be impressive.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I got a photo by the Watchtower sign at Brooklyn Bethel. I was living in New York City at the time and got a special tour with a group of friends. That's cool. That is cool. My mom actually just went to the Bethel in wherever it's at now.
Wallkill.
Yeah, and she sent me some pictures. So I have that too. I haven't gone to the new place. They're not about helping people, not even other witnesses. I had an elderly JW lady walks with a cane, and she told me that Catholic social services mows her lawn. Catholic, huh? Wow. I mean, they hate Catholics.
That's one thing I'll say about the Latter-day Saints. They will help their people. Wow.
Yeah, they do too. Yeah. I mean, I do think
they'll give them food, they'll mow their yard, they'll give them money.
And I know that there's like, there's a Catholic church nearby that has a food pantry, and they just ask the members to donate, you know, certain items, and then it's for the local people. So I mean, like, and they don't care. You don't have to be Catholic, you don't have to be Latter-day Saint, you don't have to be Baptist, you don't have to be anything.
Yeah.
You know, just help out. Oh, so you also have pictures from 1987 when you toured Bethel? Yeah, that's cool.
Oh wow, that'd be cool.
I mean, I have some pictures too, but I don't know if it was any good pictures. It was just like us standing in front of a water.
Was Bridget with you?
Something. Oh yeah, Bridget.
Sister Fister.
Yeah, she was the girl that I knew from growing up. We went on a Bethel tour when I was like 14, and it was on a bus, you know.
Yeah.
But we also went to Hershey, Pennsylvania too, and saw the chocolate factory and stuff. That was kind of cool. So I mean, there was good times, of course. 20 years ago, I was disfellowshipped, but I was there when my dad summoned 2 elders to his mom's house and absolutely humiliated them for ignoring my elderly grandmother. They looked like they were gonna cry. Oh, wow. Yeah. I know, it's just there's just so much drama all the time. That's what I always say. Like the JW mindset is just like drama all the time, drama. And there's no real happy marriages. Like, how many people you think are happily married Jehovah's Witnesses? I don't think it exists. Because first of all, you have too much anxiety to begin with. And secondly, if the man is better than the woman, she is to be submissive to the man. So you don't really have this like team effort going on. It's more like he's the boss. So I don't see how you can be happy. Thank you for doing this live. You guys are great. This made my day. Oh, good. Well,
good too.
Reasonable to conclude is make sure you reach out to me if you would love to share your story, because I want to hear it. And it sounds like everyone else wants to too, because it sounds really interesting, because you were way up high with your responsibilities and privileges. So I'd love to hear your story. I feel like in the 1970s, Jehovah's Witnesses were always looking for someone to help them out and didn't need any direction from above to do it. Oh, well, I don't know. I grew up in the 80s, but you know, you can reading up on this, how they were like in the 70s. I mean, I just know, you know, from the literature and stuff. it just sounded like to me they were always looking for the end. The end was supposed to happen really any minute. So I don't think they were needing too much. They were just wanting to hurry up and get this life over with.
I grew up in the 70s and 80s. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. If you're not following her, follow Sister Fister also. Even though she don't really do much anymore, there's great stuff on her channel.
Yeah. And of course, we love Wally from JW Thoughts. He's
Definitely Wally.
Super nice
good.
guy. And maybe we can find a way to contact Fixing My Faith, Vern.
Oh, and how about Rose? What's her name?
Rose?
Yeah.
Quinn?
Yeah. Quinn.
Yeah, Rosie. Wait. What's her name? Something Quinn.
Yeah.
Rosie Quinn.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, you spell it with a, let me see. I might could put it in the chat.
Oh, it's Sister Fister?
P-S-I, wait, no. It's, yeah, Ruby Quinn. That's it. Ruby Quinn. Fister. Okay, I'm going to write this in. That's how you spell her last name. With a P in the front.
Oh, there it is.
JW Researcher Rose. Oh, yes. I have watched her. Oh, yeah. She's
really good.
Yeah, I know, man.
Like her a lot, too.
I know.
I just watched her today, actually.
She's really good.
Yeah. She never shows herself, though. She just always talks. And that's the one.
No, that's not her. She does talk.
Oh, okay.
She shows her face, yeah. Yeah, she does. Oh, wait, no. Maybe she does. No, you're right. She doesn't show her face. I was thinking of someone else. Yeah, that's true. She does. She doesn't think she's AI everything.
Yeah.
So, which I don't know how to do all that.
No.
Maybe one day.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
No, hopefully it will, because we are learning a lot of stuff. And so we're going to start being a little bit more high tech.
Yeah.
So just be on the standby for it. Probably within the next month.
Yeah.
We'll start making some changes and you'll start seeing some upgrades in the channel. You'll see better backgrounds. So.
Yeah, right now it looks like we're on our bed. We're laying down.
Let me just lay back. Oh man, it feels good. Jeez.
Just kidding. All right. If you have a Christian bent, Eileen is really nice to listen to also. Well, I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
What's the name of her channel?
What's the lady with the short black hair? I like her some too.
I forgot.
Yeah. She's good too.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you. I hope your channel explodes in a good way. Yay.
Thank you.
Us too. We hope so.
Yep.
If you have any suggestions on video editing software, tell us.
Eileen, the one from Long Island. Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Maybe.
Yeah, she we was just watching her before we come upstairs. She done all that stuff. She pioneered. Stephen Lett trained her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just watching an interview about a lady. Yeah, that's cool. All right.
I didn't know. I thought it was Dana, but maybe it's Eileen.
Yeah.
That's pretty good though. That's definitely going to watch.
Oh, okay. We've improved the microphone. Well, we actually have a microphone now. Yeah. Well.
Oh, did somebody say we improved?
We improved our microphone. So I was just using the computer, and now I've got a microphone hooked up to it now. So that's good. We got some lights.
She confiscated my microphone.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some lights here. Yeah. We turn it off, it'll be kind of dim. So yeah.
We really upgraded.
Get the microphone going. It's over here. So you can't see it.
Yeah.
Whoops. I pressed something.
Did you?
I pressed this button there.
Oh.
Okay. Hopefully they can still hear us.
I don't know. I don't know what that does.
Okay. Can you hear us?
I think they can hear us now.
Okay. Accidentally press the button.
Yeah. It'll take a second for them.
Oh my God.
What?
You need more makeup.
Oh, jeez. I'm already dark complected. Jeez, man.
Well, maybe he used to wear makeup back in the 80s.
That was the 80s. Jeez. They went along with all these earrings.
Yeah. And some black fingernail polish.
I always wore black fingernail polish, and I had hair to my butt. So and I was a bodybuilder, so it was really
Wow.
Kind of like the Barbarian brother kind of thing.
What happened?
I started losing air.
Okay. Anyways, well, I don't have any makeup on either, so well,
It was
maybe
the
I'll
80s.
put some on. I'll put some on. I'm too lazy.
That was
All
the
right.
decade of vanity.
Yeah.
That was great, man. The more you dress like a chick, the more chicks you got. Oh,
I
it's
want
terrible.
an Ivan Drago shirt now.
Oh yeah, Rocky.
I was going to mention Gary Newman until he said bodybuilding.
Short. Oh, Gary Newman. Short people. Wasn't that the song?
I don't know. All right. Well, I guess we'll just wrap it up here. Thank you so much for coming on today.
When the numbers go back up, she goes and wraps up.
Oh, it's 15. We got 15 viewers.
Oh, yeah, it went up from 10.
The 1980s was punk rock. Yeah.
Well, I was a glam guy, so
yeah,
I grew up with classic rock. I loved theatrics, so I was a big Kiss fan, an Alice Cooper fan, Black Sabbath. You know, I was a rocker. Thin Lizzy, I love Thin Lizzy to this day. Still like Thin Lizzy and Kiss. Great bass lines, and I also liked, the pop stuff, Seals and Croft and all those guys. But the 80s was like glam for me. And that's what I remember. And now I listen to jazz and everything else. But that era was amazing.
Yeah.
I even like Duran Duran these days. And I hated those guys back then.
Right.
Unless she was a chick. But I went to the concerts.
We're supposed to stick to the subject.
Oh, yeah.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. Now we can deviate a little. It's okay.
Well, the 80s was an amazing time.
Yeah. Because at least, like, when we talk about something else besides JW stuff, the JW stuff can create some anxiety, especially when they're talking about that CSA stuff. Ugh, I can't even stand listening to it.
And that drives me nuts that they'll protect those guys and do everything they can for them. And it's so harsh to all their members. What?
Yeah. You look too young to be for the 80s.
Yay! I love whoever said that. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Yeah. That was nice.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Must be the dark complexion. Maybe.
Also, he's on a weight loss journey, so maybe
I am.
So, yeah. From too long.
Yeah, from well over 300, I'm on my way down. So
yeah,
it's
ways to go, but you're
lean protein, very low carbs, lots of vegetables.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, lots of asparagus and broccoli.
Yeah, certain vegetables.
Yeah, and sweet potato, early on.
Right.
So, and then chicken and fish and turkey burger occasionally.
Okay.
But anyway.
Well, okay, so what?
You're always wanting to go.
No, I mean, I don't want to keep people too long here. It's been an hour and a half. But I am going to do some more interviews. I got one for sure lined up that I've already done. I just need to edit it. And bye, Jeff. Thank you for joining. And then we have some. He's got a video. He's actually almost finishing up. So hopefully we'll get some things rolling here now that we have time, because my mother was here for so long. It was kind of put us behind a bit. I couldn't really do a whole lot. What?
Somebody said Ronnie James Dio. I was like, oh yes.
Oh yeah. Does anyone know the name of Eileen's channel? Yeah, I don't know, because I don't know who that is. I probably would recognize it once I saw it.
Let's see. Oh, David. When somebody says punk rock, for some reason, I think of the late 70s, because then I remember like the Clash and, Close Shave and all those guys, like the hardcore punk, the Sex Pistols. Oh, sorry.
You're moving the camera.
Got you. That late 70s punk rock era.
Yeah.
Ronnie James Dio, though, that's like a whole, and I do like punk, and I also like funk. I was a big funk guy too, because I play bass. So. Parliament Funkadelics, those guys. Yeah.
Okay, well, we are probably going to go ahead and end our stream, and we will stay tuned for more live streams to come. And Def Leppard, yeah, they're great.
Gotta love Def Leppard.
Okay, thank you, David, for coming in and joining in to our broadcast today. And We do have some videos lined up, so we're going to get to work. And we will see y'all again soon. We'll probably do another live chat in a week. So enjoy the holiday. Y'all have fun. Stay safe.
Peace and love, guys.
Yes, we'll see you again soon. All right.
You